I'm Jumbo555 and today I'm going to continue my retro reviews of Gilligan's Island. Today I'll be looking at Season 1, Episode 5, Wrongway Feldman. So, this is the first episode where there is quote-unquote a visitor to the island. Though actually in this episode, Wrongway Feldman was on the island before the castaways and was already living there, hidden away from everyone. And this is not the only time. There's going to be 3 more characters who have established that arrived on the island and were living on the island before the castaways actually became castaways on the island. But yeah, so this introduces the character Wrongway Feldman, who actually, if I remember correctly, will appear in a later episode, making him one of the few characters to return who was not one of the main characters. Also, watching this episode because they find Wrongway's plane for the Spirit of the Bronx, which is obviously a reference to Charles Lindbergh's The Spirit of St. Louis. They find it, and I can think, like, okay, none of them know how to fly. Meanwhile, in the film The Castaways on Gilligan's Island, they find another plane on the island, this time a World War II plane, and get off. Well, this is just a biplane. A biplane that has 1 seat, but the module that they reference in the episode is actually a 2-seater according to the wiki, assuming that is correct. And also, Wrongway Feldman mentioned that he apparently heard World War II, which supports the notion that actually does support the notion that there was a World War II base nearby, because of course he would have heard World War II. He didn't know it was World War II, but he heard it, so that means there would have been military action nearby. And if there was a military airstrip on the island, yeah. But I do kind of find it crazy how they always find things like, how did you not see that stuff in all this time previously? Again, Gilligan's Island don't take any continuity at all seriously. MASH has more of a continuity, and that show is not known for its continuity. And also, Wrongway's shtick is that he always goes the wrong way, making wrong turns in that. Yeah, and so apparently, he now has the record for the longest circumnavigation of the world, 33.5 years. And yeah, he tells everyone about the castaways, but because he's Wrongway Feldman, his directions are all scrambled, his coordinates are all scrambled, so whoopsie, the castaways are not getting rescued because it could be anywhere on the Earth. Yeah. Though, weirdly enough, Wrongway, like I said, if I remember correctly, does find his way back to the island eventually. Wrongway also teaches Gilligan to fly in because he decided he didn't want to go back to the real world, for lack of a better term. So he teaches Gilligan, after Gilligan convinces him. And apparently all that, and then Gilligan being ready, but also not ready because the controls on the fruit like he was taught with. That causes the wrong way to be like, you know what, I'm doing it myself. And he does. But overall, this is just a good, fun episode. Some good gags. A good ending gag is that Gilligan ends up with Wrongway's wings because he leaves them behind. Not to mention he at one point actually sticks them into Wrongway, hurting him because he forgot, it's a pin and there's no backers on them, causing it to poke into him. Though to be fair, it can hurt, but maybe not that much, because I have name tags that use pins. I mean, I don't slap it, but I don't think it hurts that badly. Not like, they react like they were stabbed with a knife, and it's not a knife at all. But hey, that's not the point. The point is to be a fun gag, and it's, well, a fun gag. Of course, if you have any comments on this episode, let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll see you next week for the episode President Gilligan, so I hope to see you then. Thank you for watching my latest retro review. I do hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please be sure to give this video a like. Also, consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't done so already, and I hope to see you for my very next video.